Today I've got some very special SOG multi-tools, and we've got two of these knife multi-tool versions, and then we've got a very special Powerlock version that I have never seen before. Now this is the SOG Kilowatt. I think I have done a partial review of this in the past, but I want to re-review it because it applies to this next tool we'll be talking about. The SOG Kilowatt, some of its special features, this is a used version I got off of eBay. Usually it does come with this thumb stud right here in this hole. But one of the first things you'll find is an Oz 8 blade. The price on SOG's website is $54, I believe, and Amazon right now has this for $37 for whatever reason. They say it has this exclusive etching of like an outlet, and then it has all kinds of electrical etchings on this. It does have 57 to 58 RC hardness. I am not a huge fan of this tool up front, but it does have a lot of wire stripping capabilities, which is cool, but it's just essentially a wire stripper and a knife, which is a little frustrating to me. I would like to have some more tools on it. It does have a cable stripper right here, so you can collapse this knife and then use it to cut different odd size cable with the blade. And then there is this 10 to 22 gauge wire stripper right here where you can use this to cut wires. That is cool. And then on the end of this is the UTP stripper this is for oversized cable. There are all kinds of options, obviously, for wire stripping, and I do personally know an electrician who really liked this, and I believe that when I briefly reviewed it in the past, there were some positive reports as well that some of you actually did enjoy this tool. So for $37 on Amazon, it's not too bad with you getting the knife and the wire stripper. Interesting looking pocket clip. Now with this next tool, this has some very unique characteristics. It is very heavily themed to look like construction. It's named the 2x4 Contractor from the SOG's Fusion knife series, I believe. And you can see even the pocket clip looks like a chisel or a screwdriver. The unlocking mechanism for the knife looks like a hammer. And then this right here, they have used this so you could actually open your knife blade one-handed. You have to use almost like two fingers there though, because it's not that smooth. And this is to be like a saw blade. Very, very different. Not sure what to think about it. Apparently a lot of people didn't like it because it's no longer offered for sale. It has been discontinued, although it is very pricey on eBay. I think over $100 sometimes for those in good condition. This one was not that good, so it was a lot cheaper. This is your knife blade. You have this thumb stud right here, and then as we've mentioned, you have this mechanism which as the blade closes, it rotates as well. Very, very different. And then you have this level that still sort of works, I guess, right there. The knife does, through these holes right here, work as a wire stripper. You have this hammerhead unlocking mechanism. This pocket clip, as we've mentioned, that looks a little bit like a chisel or a screwdriver. Then on the back, this was back in the days when people used pencils a lot more, over what, about 15 years ago now. So I still use pencils fairly often, but I know that has fallen out of practice with a lot of people. But for contractors, I can see how that would still be useful. So there is a pencil sharpener there. And then, unfortunately, I no longer have it, but they stuck a square nail in this notch right here with the idea that you would have a backup nail if you needed it. Very strange idea. I feel like it was a very strange marketing ploy, but yeah, I think this would work a lot better as a Father's Day present, because Father's Day presents, they always market the most weirdest things to give to fathers. And it seems like this would have been a perfect option, but for the normal contractor, yeah, I don't think it went over very well. At first glance, this looks like a normal SOG Powerlock, and I was very surprised when I saw this. This is the SOG Powerlock Traveler. I have to say, every time I use a SOG, usually I am just re-amazed with how amazing the pliers are. If you guys do not have a SOG, you should get one. Everyone should buy a SOG. They can be found very cheaply on eBay. If you don't even like the tools, just buy it for the foldable plier version. You need to just see how smooth it is. They're not the toughest tools out there in the world. I haven't necessarily had one break on me yet. With how smooth these pliers are, I don't think you'll find another multi-tool smoother than these in the multi-tool world. All right, so enough raving about how great the pliers are and how SOG's compound leverage system is. This right here does have that compound leverage system. It says still a lot of these power locks look like they're from the 90s. They've kept that design, and then on the inside, this is specially formulated supposedly so that you can travel on an airline with this. Now, I don't think that's going to work, especially because of the scissors, but supposedly you can. This is the bottle cap lifter, the screwdriver. This is for your 1/4 inch socket right there, adapter, so that you can put your bits and then also use sockets. These are the scissors, which we'll test in a little bit. One of the things that people keep talking about is Robertson drivers. I know these are a lot popular in countries other than the United States. This one actually does have one, so that's pretty cool right there. Now, as far as robust duties like cutting through paracord, these scissors are more, they can chaw their way through, but it definitely takes several cuts. Now, with just simple things like cardboard or paper, they work great as you would expect them to. I mean, there's no issues there. But yeah, when it comes to paracord, not the best. Now, on the other side, let's see, we have the file, the can opener, Phillips screwdriver, and then the large flat screwdriver. So this is pretty neat to add to my collection, the SOG Powerlock Traveler right here. And while you could make your Powerlock a Traveler, SOG's implements are pretty easy to swap out the knife with something else. It is sort of neat that they made a dedicated version of this. I do want to reemphasize that I think, as far as I know, every time I look, SOG still sells individual tools for certain of its series, and the Powerlock is one of them. So you can have a modular tool set. As much as I love Roxxon, and it's a lot easier, and even Goat is a little bit easier, just with a little bit extra time, SOG makes their tools modular. You can pick your tool set. One of the things that I've learned from this is that SOG is creative. They are creative with some of their tool choices. I do like that they have different wire stripping options with the SOG Kilowatt, and even the 2x4 Contractor has some unique opportunities on it. But I have to say that with both of these, I feel like SOG could have done a little bit better job. Now, their new multi-tool is still not out yet. I thought it was supposed to be released the end of June. I don't know if the tariffs had anything to do with it, but I've heard nothing. I do have a down payment on one. Hopefully it will come soon, but I'll let you know as soon as it comes.